Hi everyone and welcome back to Amazing Sharks. I know it's been a while since I did a video. I've been really busy, but I wanted to go ahead and get a video up before Thanksgiving, and as I promised you, it is on zebra sharks. So I hope you guys enjoy. Let's learn about some zebra sharks. Alright, zebra sharks. They are a species of carpet shark and the sole member of the family Stegotomatidae. It's found in the Indo-Pacific region, frequently in coral reefs and sandy flats to a depth of 200 feet. They're distinctive in appearance, with adults possessing 5 longitudinal ridges on a cylindrical body, a low caudal fin comprising nearly half the total length, and typically a pattern of dark spots on a pale background. Young zebra sharks under 20 to 35 inches long have a completely different pattern, consisting of light vertical stripes on a brown background and lack the ridges. The species attains the length of 8.2 feet. This is a nocturnal species that spends most of the day resting motionless on the sea floor. At night, they actively hunt for mollusks, crustaceans, and small bony fishes, and possibly sea snakes inside holes and crevices in the reef. Though solitary for most of the year, they form a large seasonal aggregations. The zebra shark is oviparous. Females produce several dozen large egg capsules, which they anchor to underwater surfaces via adhesive tendrils. Innocuous to humans and hardly in capacity, zebra sharks are a popular species of ecotourism dives in public aquaria. The World Conservation Union has assessed the species as endangered worldwide, as it is taken by commercial fisheries across most of its range, except off Australia, for meat, fins, and liver oil. There is evidence that its numbers are dwindling. The zebra shark has a cylindrical body with a large, slightly flattened head and a short, blunt snout. The eyes are small and placed on the sides of the head. The spiracles are located behind them and are large or larger. The last 3 to 5 short gill slits are situated over the pectoral fin bases, and the fourth and fifth slits are much closer together than the others. Each nostril has a short barbel and a groove running from its mouth. The mouth is nearly straight with 3 lobes on the lower lip and furrows at the corners. There are 28 to 33 teeth rows in the upper jaw and 22 to 32 teeth rows in the lower jaw. Each tooth has a large central cusp flanked by 2 smaller ones. There are 5 distinctive ridges running alongside the body in adults, one along the dorsal midline and 2 on the sides. The dorsal midline ridge emerges into the first dorsal fin, placed about halfway along the body and twice the size of a second dorsal fin. The pectoral fins are large and broad. The pelvic and anal fins are much smaller but larger than the second dorsal fin. The caudal fin is almost as long as the rest of the body, with a barely developed lower lobe and a strong ventricle notch near the tip of the upper lobe. The zebra shark attains a length of 8 feet 2 inches with an unsubstantiated record of 11 feet 6 inches. Males and females are not dimorphic in size. The color pattern of young sharks is dark brown above and light yellow below, with a vertical yellow stripes and spots. As they grow to 20 to 35 inches long, the dark areas begin to break up, changing the general pattern from light on dark stripes to dark on light spots. There is substantial variation in a pattern amongst adults, which can be used to identify particular individuals. A rare morph, informally called the sandy zebra shark, is overall sandy brown in color, with inconspicuous dark brown freckles on its upper side, lacking the distinct dark spotted and banded pattern typical of the species. The appearance of juveniles of this morph is unknown, but subadults that are transitioning into adult sandy zebra sharks have a brown netted pattern. Faint remnants of this pattern can often be seen in adult sandy zebra sharks. This morph, which is genetically inseparable from the normal morph, is only known in the vicinity of Malaysia and Kenya, although seemingly similar individuals have been reported from Japan and northwestern Australia. In 1964, a partially albino zebra shark was discovered in the Indian Ocean. It was overall white and completely lacked spots, but its eyes were blackish brown, as typical of the species, unlike full albinos. The shark's 6 feet 3 inches long mature female was unusual in that albino animals rarely survive long in the wild due to their lack of crypsis. Zebra shark occurs in the tropical waters of the Indo-Pacific region from South Africa to the Red Sea and the Persian Gulf, including in Madagascar and the Maldives, to India and Southeast Asia, including Indonesia, the Philippines, and Palau, northward toward Taiwan and Japan, eastward to New Caledonia and Tonga, and southward to northern Australia. They're bottom dwelling in nature. They're found in the intertidal zone at a depth of 200 feet over the continental and insular shelves. Adults and large juveniles frequent coral reefs, rubble, and sandy areas. There are unsubstantiated reports of this species from freshwater in the Philippines. Zebra sharks sometimes cross oceanic waters to reach isolated seamounts. Movements of up to 87 miles have been recorded for individual sharks. However, genetic data indicates that there is little exchange between populations of zebra sharks, even if their ranges are contiguous. During the day, zebra sharks are sluggish and usually found resting on the sea bottom, sometimes using their pectoral fins to prop up the front part of their bodies and facing into the current with their mouths open to facilitate respiration. Reef channels are favorite resting spots since the tightened space yields faster, more oxygenated water. They become more active at night and when food becomes available. Zebra sharks are strong and agile swimmers, propelling themselves with pronounced eel-like undulations of the body and tail in a steady current. They have been seen hovering in place with sinuous waves of their tails. They feed primarily on shelled mollusks, though it takes crustaceans, small bony fishes, and possibly sea snakes. The slender, flexible body of the shark allows it to wriggle into narrow holes and crevices in search of food, while its small mouth and thickly muscled buccal cavity allow it to create a powerful suction force with which to extract prey. The species may be preyed upon by larger fishes, notably other much larger sharks and marine mammals. Known parasites of the zebra shark include four species of tapeworms. Zebra sharks are very social animals. Although they're usually solitary, aggregations of 20 to 50 individuals have been recorded. Off southeast Queensland, aggregations of several hundred zebra sharks form every summer in shallow water. These aggregations consist entirely of large adults, with females outnumbering males by almost 3 to 1. The purpose of these aggregations is yet unclear. No definite mating behavior has been observed between the sharks. There is an observation of an adult male zebra shark biting the pectoral fin of another adult male and pushing him against the sea floor. The second male was turned on his back and remained motionless for several minutes. This behavior resembles pre-copulatory behaviors between male and female sharks, and in both cases, the biting and holding of the pectoral fin has been speculated to relate to one shark asserting dominance over the other. The courtship behavior of zebra sharks consists of the male following the female and biting vigorously at her pectoral fins and tail, with periods in which he holds onto her pectoral fin and both sharks lie still on the bottom. On occasion, this leads to mating, in which the male curls his body around the female and inserts one of his claspers into her cloaca. Copulation lasts for 2 to 5 minutes. The zebra shark is oviparous, with females laying large egg capsules measuring 6.7 inches long and 3.1 inches wide and 2 inches thick. The egg case is dark brown to purple in color and has hair-like fibers along the sides to secure it to the substrate. The adhesive fibers emerge first from the female's vent. The female circles the vertical structures such as reef outcroppings to entangle the fibers so as to anchor the eggs. Females have been documented laying up to 46 eggs over a 112-day period. Eggs deposited in batches of around 4. Reproductive seasonally in the wild is unknown. In captivity, the eggs hatch after 4 to 6 months depending on temperature. The hatchlings measure 7.9 to 14.2 inches long and have proportionately longer tails than adults. The habitat preferences of juveniles are unclear. One report places them at depths greater than 160 feet, while another report from India suggests they inhabit shallower waters than adults. The stripes of the juveniles may have an anti-predator function, making each individual in a group harder to target. Males attain sexual maturity at 4.9 to 5.9 feet long, and females at 5.6 feet long. Their lifespan has been estimated to be 25 to 30 years in the wild. There have been 2 reports of female zebra sharks producing young asexually. An additional study has observed parthenogenesis in females regardless of sexual history. Alright, as for human interactions, docile and slow moving, zebra sharks are not dangerous to humans and can be easily approached underwater. However, they have bitten divers who pull on their tails or attempt to ride them. As of 2008, there is one record of an unprovoked attack in the International Shark Attack file, though no injuries resulted. They are popular attractions for ecotourist divers in the Red Sea, off the Maldives, off Thailand's Phuket and Phi Phi Islands, on the Great Barrier Reef, and elsewhere. Many zebra sharks at diving sites have become accustomed to the presence of humans, taking food from divers' hands and allowing themselves to be touched. The zebra shark adapts well to captivity and is displayed by a number of public aquaria around the world. The small, attractively colored young also find their way into the hands of private hobbyists, though the species grows far too large for the home aquarium. The zebra shark is taken by commercial fisheries across most of its range using bottom trawls, gill nets, and long lines. The meat is sold fresh or dried and salted for human consumption. Furthermore, the liver oil is used for vitamins, the fins of for shark fin soup, and the offal for fish meal. Zebra sharks are highly susceptible to localized depletion due to their shallow habitat and low levels of dispersal between populations, and market surveys suggest that they are much less common now than in the past. They are also threatened by the degradation of their coral reef habitat by human development and by destructive fishing practices such as dynamiting or poisoning. As a result, the IUCN Red List has the species categorized as endangered. Off Australia, the only threat to this species is a very low level of bycatch and prawn trawls, and it has been assessed of least concern. And that is our video on zebra sharks. Up next, we are going to do the Greenland shark. And I want to thank you so much for enjoying this video. Like, subscribe, and comment.